Hey, welcome back. It's your man Wise. Today, we're checking out a clip from our guy Benny Johnson over at the Benny Show. Trump and Ron DeSantis had a meeting. Is Ron DeSantis going to be the VP? Is that the case? Let me know what you guys think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Drop me a comment down below. Appreciate all the love and support. And without further ado, let's go.
What's up, guys? Boy, Benny, are you a parent out there? Well, then you feel me when I say that time moves very, very quickly. If you're not a parent, then I'm sure you can understand that as well. Like, you see these little kids, and it's like, before you know it, they grow up. Yeah, you an uncle or something, you got nieces and nephews, you see them over Christmas, you see them the next Christmas, it's like a different person, okay? Time flies, all right? Time just flies, and that's why it feels like the Republican primary was years ago. Like, it feels like the Republican primary was a really long time ago, where Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley were all kind of at each other's throats. There was the ankle biters, right, with Chris Christie. There were young stars that were born with Vivek. And it was a pretty rowdy time. It was quite interesting. We went to the South Carolina primaries. We went to the Iowa primaries, Iowa caucuses. And we skipped New Hampshire, a little too cold for us. But anyway, it was like a rowdy and wild time. And so very much has changed since then. Time just flies. But going through some of our old clips of the Iowa caucuses, we were reminded of how cringe Ron DeSantis' presidential campaign was. I mean, it just was bad, all right? Now, I think that there's a lot of people that learn and then they run for president, but this was just not Ron DeSantis' time. Ron DeSantis knew that. He dropped out after Iowa and then endorsed Donald Trump. But, before then, Ron DeSantis was saying stuff like this.
Long last names, European names, Steinhauser. There's been some confusion over your last name and the pronunciation, and I'm just wondering, to correct the record, what is it?
Oh, that's ridiculous, these stupid things. Listen, the way to pronounce my last name, Winner.
Well, let me tell you, I'm a Florida resident. I voted for you in 2022. That's not the last name that was on the ballot. Last name was DeSantis. But, well, the hits kept coming. Remember that whole thing about Ron DeSantis' shoes? Remember DeSantis' shoes? How people said he wore lifts? Because you remember Donald Trump calling Ron DeSantis fancy shoes?
The race very soon. He's going to be out very soon. You know, I watched him last night. He's standing up with his shoes, his fancy shoes. And he's going to be out of the race within, you know, a lot of people say before New Hampshire.
And again, I will remind you that two things can be true at once. Ron DeSantis can be the best Republican governor in my lifetime, which I believe to be true. I literally lived through it. It's great. And Ron DeSantis can, at the same time, be one of the worst presidential candidates of my lifetime running in 2024. Maybe he'll run for president again. I don't know. He was embarrassed on Fox News, which was totally in the tank for DeSantis. Neil Cavuto, one of those people who were like totally in the tank, right? For DeSantis, asked him this blistering question.
I'll tell you this, though, if you look at Iowa, you know, we did it right. I mean, we got the endorsement of the governor. We won the debates, the Miami debate, the Newsom debate, the News Nation debate, the CNN debate. We did televised town halls, you know, got great response.
But
we went to all
you didn't win a
99
single
counties.
county, right? I mean, in 99 counties, you didn't win a single one. You
here's the
visited them
thing.
all, to your credit, but you didn't win a single one.
But I also had, I mean, you know, how many people would have been able to handle $50 million in ads? How many people would have been able to handle all the headwinds we did? I mean, we had a very uphill battle. We dug in and we executed and we did run hard. We did do well. And what we got was traditionally what is considered good in a caucus. Nobody's gotten 50% before. You know, this is something where you have a de facto incumbent president.
So Ron DeSantis obviously running in the shadow of Donald Trump. When Donald Trump was campaigning, he was certainly laying that shadow atop Ron DeSantis, and bringing up his name elicited these kind of responses from MAGA.
Notice I haven't even mentioned the name of Ron DeSanctimonious yet because I think he's gone. You didn't say that. No, he does not wear high heels, okay? He does not wear high heels. All right, maybe he does. Guy screams out he's got a new pair of high heels. You can't do that. It's not polite.
Donald Trump. What a savage legend. Ron DeSantis did drop out. That was a rally that Donald Trump had in New Hampshire. Ron DeSantis dropped out in New Hampshire. Did the right thing. Endorsed Donald Trump. Said he's going to be the party nominee. I ran against him. And it was a pretty bloody race. Ron DeSantis lost, and then he endorsed Donald Trump. Nikki Haley hasn't endorsed Donald Trump. So, like, that shows you sort of the timber of Ron DeSantis versus at least like Nikki Haley. Chris Christie hasn't endorsed Donald Trump. Chris Christie said he hopes that Donald Trump dies. Chris Christie said that, along with Vivek Ramaswamy, that they fight to the death and that they both die. Chris Christie said that on stage like 2 days ago. So what did Donald Trump say on stage after Ron DeSantis dropped out? He says DeSantis might be the vice president. I mean, maybe they've changed their minds on that now. We have pieces of evidence to prove that they haven't. But Donald Trump says that he's considering Ron DeSantis, Vivek Ramaswamy, Kristi Noem, and Tulsi Gabbard as potential VP picks. You know, he's been pretty open about that. In fact, when Ron DeSantis was asked about his VP pick, like he said that it's going to be somebody who is of the right and who's establishment. And he even mentions how like people who ran against him might get the nod.
Who would be in the running for vice president?
Well, I can't tell you that really. I mean, I know who it's going to be.
Give us a hint.
We'll do another show sometime.
Well, what about any of the people who you've run against? Would you be open to mending fences with any of them?
I will. I've already started to like Christie better.
This is the date when Chris Christie dropped out. Okay. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The breaking news. DeSantis is expected to campaign for Trump after pair meet in Miami. So it seems like whatever wounds there were have been healed now. We'll see. Play on word there, right? Got it? Healed. LOL. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis agreed to campaign on behalf of Donald Trump after the former rivals met Sunday morning. Ex-president looks to retake the White House. Two prominent Republicans met in Miami in an attempt to patch up their strained relationship. Insiders told the Post that DeSantis is expected to raise money for the presumptive GOP nominee on top of campaigning for him after his own Oval Office ambitions came up short. DeSantis, 45, suspended his campaign and quickly endorsed Trump on the same day. Nikki Haley has not endorsed Trump. But in February, a phone call to supporters, DeSantis said that some Trump campaign staffers had an axe to grind against him while claiming the criminal indictments against the former president helped curry sympathy with primary voters. He also asserted that Trump would focus on identity politics when picking a running mate, so it wouldn't be DeSantis. But I guess who knows, right? Like, who knows? Donald Trump has openly floated Ron DeSantis as a running mate here.
Who they think would be a good choice, and various names came up. One of them was, of course, Vivek Ramaswamy. He's made a big splash. Ron DeSantis, who's making an appearance today in South Carolina, we just found out. Obviously, Tim Scott, Byron Donalds, and a big presence here for Tulsi Gabbard. Very interesting. And Kristi Noem as well, I should say. Right. Are they all on your short list? And when can we expect that you will announce your choice?
The one thing that always surprises me is that the VP choice has absolutely no impact.
So Donald Trump then goes on to say, to effectively do exactly what he should do, which is downplay the VP choice, because everyone's going to be hounding him over what his VP choice is. And according to our sources inside the Trump campaign, he has not decided yet. So Trump hasn't decided. Now, I am not necessarily pushing for this ticket. I got to be honest with you. I'm not. I like Ron DeSantis right where he is. I like Ron DeSantis as the governor of Florida. Ron DeSantis kicked out the Soros prosecutor that was in charge of Tampa, Florida, where my family lives. Tampa, Florida is a really nice community. It's not a particularly left-wing community at all. Actually, I would argue it's far more right-wing community. But there was a Soros prosecutor who snuck in using dirty Soros money, and Ron DeSantis just completely axed him, suspended him, then won in court when they sued him. And so that's like really good for my family. I want Ron DeSantis where he is. I think Ron DeSantis is, without question, the most effective Republican governor of my lifetime. And again, at the same time, one of the worst presidential candidates of my lifetime. So,
wow. I agree with Benny. I like Ron DeSantis to stay right down in Florida. We need strong governors all across the country. I know people were talking, oh, Mark Robinson, he should, be considered as a VP candidate. No, we need Mark Robinson to win North Carolina. We need Ron DeSantis to do exactly what he's doing, is being a strong governor down in the state of Florida. Same thing out in Texas. And the list goes on where we do have strong conservative leaders in the states, because we need that. Now, we know the next governor of Florida will probably be Representative Byron Donald. I think he will have a very strong chance of winning the state down there. As far as Trump goes, this VP, it's up in the air. I hope he doesn't play the whole identity politics thing and, you know, either chooses a black guy or a woman just for the sake of doing it, I hope the decision is based off of, this is the person that I think, one, will be best for the country, and two, who will side with him and be someone that will back him up and have his back during this administration, because Lord knows he's going to need it. Lord knows he's going to need it. He doesn't need another Mike Pence. He needs someone that's going to have his back and be able to stand tall to the scrutiny, to the pushback and propaganda push from the media. You're going to need someone that can do it and do the job effectively. So it's great to see and hear that Ron DeSantis and Trump have met. It seems like they are mending the fence. And politics, man, it's a dirty game. It is a dirty business. You know, they sling mud, rocks, sticks, and everything else at each other. And then once the person, you know, wins, loses, or drops out, it's like it's all love again. I don't understand how these people do it, but I guess that's just part of the game. If you've been in the business of running for offices and running campaigns, I guess you get used to it. And you have to have some thick skin. You have to, in order to play in that arena, because that politics, man, it is dirty. And especially if you're on the conservative side of things, when the media is 90% left wing and liberal, the slings and arrows that they toss at conservative candidates it's just wild. But a lot of speculation out there. Personally, for me, I hope Ron DeSantis stays right where he is as governor, and come 2028, he'll have a real opportunity to become president of the United States. I'm still in the air when it comes to choosing a VP, you know, for Donald Trump. There's so many great choices out there. My preference would be that it's a somewhat younger person. I know some people have, you know, spoke on Tulsi. I'm still on the fence with her. There's been a lot of talk about Dr. Ben Carson and Senator Tim Scott. I like both of those candidates. I like Elise Stefanik. I like her as well. Again, there's so many good options on the Republican side of things. And on the conservative side, the big thing is you don't want to get a rhino, and you want to get someone that can come in and do the job at a high level. I think that's the most important thing, because ultimately, yes, you want to win a race, but ultimately it's about turning this large ship of a country back into the right direction. And we've seen identity politics, and we've seen the identity politic game played in the White House. We're actually watching it right now, and it doesn't look good. This White House administration has to be full of some of the most incompetent people I've ever seen before in my life. I think you have people in roles that couldn't manage a daggone fast food restaurant. And no disrespect to fast food restaurant managers. I'm just saying, we have people that have major roles in this nation that has people's lives in their hands, and they're awful. It's really scary. And that's a lot of the reason why we're in the situation that we're in right now, because we have a whole host of unqualified people in positions that they shouldn't be in. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Drop me a comment down below. I appreciate all the love and support. Keep God first in your life. Stay prayed up. And I'm going to catch up with you all next time. Peace.